Good morning, everybody. Dr. Duc Vuong here, world famous bariatric surgeon. I want to talk about what COVID has done to the economy. It's not good news. It's worse than you think. A lot of people aren't talking about it. Everyone's riding this whole, this stock market bubble, this cryptocurrency bubble. And I want to give you some real information. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, like, why the hell should I listen to a retired weight loss surgeon? Some people don't know this, but at 36, when I was, starting off early, I was $4 million in debt, 2008. We know what happened in 2008. And then I was hit with Hurricane Ike. So I had a lot of properties get destroyed. I tried to keep my head afloat for about 3 years. So here I am at 39. Finally, at 39, I threw up my hands, declared bankruptcy. And then 45, 6 years later, I retired independently wealthy. So I retired from surgery. I could walk away because I have enough passive income. So if that story intrigues you, I want to talk about the economy. And, I'm not the smartest guy, but I'm pretty smart. And so I know a lot of things. All right. So tip number one, comment if you feel like the economy is good, like the bubble is high, like the market's high, your retirement's doing good. Maybe you've made a few $1,000s doing crypto. Maybe you're one of these lucky millionaires and everybody's all excited. Maybe you're trying to get into crypto. Maybe you just sold your house, or worse than, you'd be good if you sold your house in this real estate bubble, but maybe you just bought a house. Just comment, let us know. Let me know. So tip number one, make no doubt about it. We are in the massive bubble of all bubbles. Everything's a bubble. Stock market's a bubble. Cryptocurrency's a bubble. Real estate's a bubble. You have to be very, very careful. Now, I want to keep this about COVID, but here's what I want to let you know, that what they're not telling you, okay? So if you're taking notes, tip number two, go back and look at my video last June when I interviewed Walter O'Brien, who's a friend of mine. Walter O'Brien has the fourth highest IQ ever recorded. I think it's like 194. It's 100. He has like 194 IQ. It's the fourth highest IQ ever recorded. And I interviewed him. The TV show Scorpion, if you remember Scorpion, that was based on his life. And the main character, they didn't change his name. I mean, it's Walter O'Brien. If you watch Scorpion, it was on CBS for like 4 years or something. And he said it's about 70% accurate of how things happen. So 30% of it is like screenwriting. So that's pretty stinking cool. So last year I interviewed him, and you need to watch that interview because a lot of things that he said is starting to come to pass, and it's really scary. So tip number two is this. As the world has progressed, we had the COVID pandemic. We're still in it in many parts of the world, but we've basically been shut down for the whole year. Tip number two is this. I promise you, all of these companies have taken this last year and figured out ways to improve their efficiency. How many jobs can they eliminate so that they are leaner, meaner machines? All right. So make no doubt about this. These companies, and I don't care what field it's in. Okay. So comment if you understand what I'm saying. Comment if your job has been permanently eliminated. It was either outsourced, the position was either permanently eliminated, or you were replaced by some technology. They're obviously not going to tell you that, but that's what they did. So these companies have spent this last year eliminating jobs, guys. It's true. And so these jobs aren't going to come back, the really good ones, right? And that leads me to tip number three. All these numbers that you're seeing are really, they're really manipulated. I'll be nice. They're really manipulated. They're lying to you. The consumer price index, the jobs report, the unemployment report, it's all manipulated, okay? You can't really believe them. All right. Who remembers about 3 months ago when they've been printing? They've printed almost $6 trillion for this stimulus for this coronavirus, right? Here in the United States alone, $6 trillion. And who remembers Jerome Powell about 3 months ago said, "Oh no, printing money doesn't cause inflation." Uh, and then he tried to backtrack that, and he was trying to like, oh, it's just temporary. And now, this last week, if you were paying attention, the inflation numbers came out. This is what made the stock market drop for 3 days here in the United States. And it turned out that the inflation numbers, they were expecting like 2.6% inflation, and it came out at 4.3% inflation. And I am telling you that 4.3% is fucking lie. I mean, I promise you it's a lie. Anybody who owns any sort of business or, anybody who has more than, a couple $100 million will tell you that we are looking at 10 to 20% inflation right now. Today is May 14th, right? Or 15th. I don't even know the date. May 15th. It is ridiculous. It is 10 to 20% inflation. Now, you don't believe me? Let me ask you this question. How much did you pay last time you went to the grocery store? When I was a little kid, we could get out, man, people would like stuff their baskets, and it would be like $100. And and I was like, dude, that's a lot of money. Who remembers back when a $100 bill was like, whoa, they're a big baller. Look at that $100 bill. All right. But now you can't get out of the grocery store for under $200. Can I have an amen? Am I right? And that $200, what did it buy you? There's a lot of y'all who agree with me, and you'll be like, holy shit, Doc's right. Like I was at the grocery store last week, and for $175, I had like 2 bags or nothing, right? $75, it was 2 bags. It was nothing. And that didn't even count alcohol. Can I have an amen? There you go. See, here we go. Amen, amen, amen. $300 or more. Right, exactly. That's exactly the problem, okay? So we have inflation. Y'all feeling it. Oh, and it's not the price of gas. I get into this argument a lot. People are like, oh, price of gas is going to go up. Dude, it's a fucking distraction. The price of gas is so fucking manipulated. It's not even close. I promise you, price of gas is minuscule compared to what's going to happen. They are distracting you with the price of gas. All right. Just look at groceries. Just go with groceries, and you know in your gut, like this is what I'm saying is right. Okay. So they're lying to us about inflation. These jobs are gone. They're not coming back. Right. They lie about the jobless reports and claims, etc. And so you have to take with a grain of salt what's really happening. Now, everybody knows. Watch this. This is the next tip, okay? Comment if you agree with me. What is happening on Wall Street is completely dissociated from what's happening on Main Street. In other words, even though the stock market's really high, you don't feel that in your wallet. Like, you're not better off. Let's say, and we'll just take it from a year ago when when coronavirus started and the market dropped down to like 20,000 and everybody was nervous, and now it's back up to all-time highs, right? But if you look at your portfolio, because your financial advisor told you to not panic, we're in it for the long run, comment if, even though they're reporting like all-time highs and these record numbers and stuff, comment if your 401k, your savings, your retirement is about the same. Like, dude, like, you didn't experience this. You would have if you had sold right at the high, bought it at the low or near the low, and rode it back up. But see, that's not how it works, because we've been brainwashed to think you need to like turn over your money to a financial advisor, and all the financial advisor says is we're in it for the long run. So comment if you're like, dude, my 401k didn't go up 200% or whatever. Like our advisor says, oh, we did great. We had 10% return, 12% return, 20% return. Some of y'all are lucky and you're like 30% return. And you're like, oh, that's awesome. But you don't feel rich. In other words, you're a little bit nervous. Maybe your husband's been furloughed a lot longer than you were expecting. Maybe your position has been permanently eliminated. Maybe your second job is gone, right? I used to I told my my following this, which is years ago, you know, when we were talking about artificial intelligence, AI, right? And I would say, listen, there's gonna come a day when you're not gonna check out in a store anymore. And I had people who were like, oh no, I'm a cashier and my regular customers love to use me. They love to chit chat. We say hi. And they hate those self-checkout machines. And I said, bitch, you're not listening to me. I'm not talking self-checkout. I'm talking no checkout, okay? You are literally going to walk into a grocery store one day and put it in, grab whatever you want, artichokes, asparagus, potatoes, meat. You're going to put it into your bag, and then you're going to turn around and walk out the door. And the scanner is already going to know how much what you picked up, how much it weighed, and then swipe your card up in the cloud and you can just leave. Now, how do I know? I said this 5 years ago. Well, we now have Amazon stores that are testing this. We have a little food eatery place in one of the New York airports that already does this. And so people, like, there's not going to be self-checkout. There's not going to be any checkout. Now, why is this problematic? Well, because that cashier, that might have been that mom's second or third job just to keep the lights on, just to pay the bills, right? And these jobs are gone, guys. Watch this. Comment if you've been to Lowe's or Home Depot recently. When, like, just 10 years ago, I like to go to Lowe's because Lowe's was cleaner than Home Depot. They had kind of like nicer things, I thought. But there were always lots of checkout lines. You could get in and out pretty quickly. It would be pretty rare that you had a line that was 2 or 3 people deep. Well, right down the road from my house here, their Lowe's, like, they have like one cashier and everything else is self-checkout. So can you imagine the efficiency of a Home Depot or Lowe's where you don't have to stand in line and scan every fucking screw, count like how many nails did you get, how many screws did you get? And the poor cashier used to have to flip through that book looking at, okay, what size screw is this, what size washer is this? That's going to be all gone, guys. So these jobs are gone, right? Oh, well, that's why I Uber, Dr. V. That's why listen, Uber is gone, Lyft is gone because of self-driving cars. I learned this from Walter O'Brien about 5 years ago, that basically self-driving cars is going to unravel the entire fabric of society, okay? Now, what the fuck does this have to do with coronavirus, Dr. B? This pandemic, all right? Like, these companies and businesses are looking for more efficient ways to run. So they're eliminating positions, they're eliminating jobs, they're introducing new software, new technologies. A lot of them have canceled leases on buildings. So if you're a commercial landlord, your commercial real estate is about to get devastated. So think about all of these big buildings, skyscrapers and stuff in downtown cities and the financial district or wherever. They're going to be empty, man, because people are getting used to working from home, et cetera, et cetera. Next, there is this huge problem. Next tip that no one's talking about, guys. There is massive disruption happening right now to the educational system. Tell me, right, Dr. V, I had 3 kids at home and one was doing this and one had to do this and we only had 1 laptop or 2 laptops and not enough Wi-Fi. I'm not even talking about your kids going to pre-K or K. I'm talking about the educational system known as the student loan debt, right? These universities, okay, this 4-year degree that is completely useless once you're done. Nobody's hiring you based on your sociology degree, dude. All right. So in the next 10 years, probably sooner than that. In fact, there's a report that's going to be coming out here in a couple of months because it's an annual report, but basically showing how many universities and colleges have closed the doors. And if I'm right, you're going to have massive closures to these kind of middle tier universities. Unless you're like a well-branded high-end university like MIT, Harvard, Stanford's of the world, you're going to be out of business. So there's these smaller like liberal arts colleges that is $30,000, $40,000 a year of tuition alone. That's all gone. That's going away. What will remain are the major branded universities, and then like the small community colleges because people can afford those, and the little trade schools. So what's going to happen? People are not going to get into this debt, right, for colleges, and these major companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, etc., will start offering degrees. In fact, Google has already done that. One of my friends, Scott Duffy, is actually one of the leaders of this field, and he's actually writing the curriculum for Google University. So for something like $35 a month, swear to God, like $35 a month, you can enroll at Google University and get a software engineering degree. And at the end of your coursework, you are guaranteed a job interview with Google. Imagine that. So this is the future of education. This is the future of, now think about this, okay? Before I get off education, why is this bad? I mean, the biggest debt that we don't really talk about is the school debt that's burdening down this current millennial generation. That's basically useless, okay? And it's huge, and it's bigger than mortgages. It's bigger than credit cards. It's the student loan debt. That's why you have all this conversation about like student loan forgiveness and stuff like that, which I don't think will pass. We're just gonna have to eat shit for a while. All right, this is gonna like crap the economy. So now, why is this important? If you think about higher education, one of the things that we know is hospitals and universities keep towns alive because a couple reasons. All the jobs. I mean, you got to think about the maids. You got to think about groundskeepers, maintenance. You got to think about secretaries, admin help. It employs a lot of universities employ a lot of people in a little town. Okay, and that's gonna go away. You're gonna lose all these jobs. Plus, a lot of them have amazing benefits. Retirements, all healthcare, all sorts of stuff. So there's this whole industry infrastructure that is involved in maintaining colleges and universities, and the vast majority of those universities are going to go away. This is very disruptive. So think about and comment if you have a friend or loved one. They're not professors. I'm not talking about college professors. I'm talking about all of the help. If they work at a university, if they're a maid, if they're a secretary, if they're an assistant, and just comment, and they're worried or nervous that their little XYZ school, college, or whatever is like underwater. So they're going to be under huge pressures now, and that report should come out here soon. And there's nothing keeping these companies. Like, why should you waste time? So instead of a 4-year degree, you're going to go to Google University for 12 months, learn everything you need to know about coding, and then get a job interview at Google. And, they're not guaranteeing you a job, but they're guaranteeing you a job interview. That's a fucking step in the right direction. These are some major fundamental changes that is happening right now that the talking heads on CNN Business, MSNBC, the Stock Market Report, Wall Street Journal, they're not talking about. It's only crazy ass skinny surgeons who will give it to you straight. So what do you have to do? You have to really prepare. So let me give you a couple of tips and then I'll go. All right. This is not the fucking time to be buying a house. You are suffering severely from FOMO if you are paying $60,000 over asking price or $100,000 over asking price and getting declined. This is ridiculous. This is not the time to be building a house. This is the time to be selling your house. This is the time to be selling all your shit. Actually, Erica sold a couple items this morning to a guy, you know. I made $175 this morning just selling some shit sitting in my garage. You should be selling your shit right now and hoarding your money like a squirrel does nuts, man. You got to do the opposite of what most people are doing. So do not be buying real. I would not buy a house right now. Investment property, that's a different thing, but your home's not an investment property. Trust me on that. You should be selling your shit, not buying shit on Facebook Marketplace. If you haven't gotten into safer positions in the stock market, this is the time to do it. As what we saw this last week, 3 days of straight down, 2 days of straight up. It's a fucking roller coaster. You want to get out, take your gains, put it in the safest option in your retirement. It's usually a cash option or money market. You can put a cash position, just sell everything, I'll pay capital gains. Good. That means you made money. Everybody's so fucking paranoid about capital gains taxes. That means you did right. You want to pay capital gains. You don't want to be one of these idiots like, well, I get it as a tax write-off. If it goes down, I get it as a tax write-off. Yep, you're so fucking screwed in the head. You don't want tax write-offs for losing money on stocks. That's idiotic. You want to make money on stocks and then pay the capital gains. If you don't know anything about cryptocurrency, you should not be buying any fucking doggy coin right now. Yes, I know it's called Dogecoin, but everyone, if you call it doggy coin, you should not be buying any. Okay, so just hang tight because everything's a bubble. So if the stock market falls, the cryptocurrency market will fall. And people are sitting there going, well, Dr. V, no, crypto's gone up this last year. No, it did not. Last year in March, when the stock markets crashed, go back and look this up. All of the cryptocurrencies crashed also. And crashed worse than the stock market. I want to say the stock market last March dropped something around like 30%. Pretty much every crypto dropped 50% or more. So when this crash happens, Bitcoin's going to go from currently it's about 55,000. Let's call it 60,000. Just make the math easy. It's going to pull back all the way to 30 to 25,000 a Bitcoin. So it's going to take and some people are predicting like a possible as high as 70 to 80% correction in the stock market. So to do that math, you're talking 34,000. Let's just do the Dow Jones. Well, yeah, do the Dow Jones right now. It's 34,000. If you have an 80% correction, that means it will drop down to $6,800. The Dow Jones will go from 3,400 down to 6,800 as an 80% correction, which it might not. I don't know that, but a 50% correction will take it down to 17,000, right? The S&P, that means the S&P 500 will go from 4,000 down to 2,000. And dude, if you're not protecting yourself, like you got to be really careful. Now, what the fuck does that have to do with COVID? Here's my last key. It's all fucking smoke and mirrors. COVID has destroyed our economy, and the only reason why the numbers look as good as they are, and it doesn't matter which president or administration, or if you're red or blue, it's non-political. Either side are going to take credit for it and blame the others, whichever way it happens to roll. So it's smoke and mirrors because they have like printed $6 trillion to keep this market up, to keep it from crashing. And Biden is proposing, see, some people are like, he's a liberal. I knew it. Listen, motherfucker, I'm neither. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm telling you, Biden is proposing another $1.9 trillion infrastructure and another $1.9 trillion American Families Act. Let's just round it up to $4 trillion. Another $4 trillion, including and not including the 1.9 he already did. So $6 trillion that's gone, that might happen since the Biden administration. If you don't think that's going to cause inflation, erode your purchasing power, and going to fuck you up, then you're not listening. Okay? I need you to listen. Time to open our eyes, pay attention. You got to get some side hustles. I'm going to be talking more about money. People that are in my challenge, we've been talking about this for over a year. I have side hustles idea. I have this program that's available. Watch this. Put 750 in the comments section. Put $750 in the comment section. If you could use a minimum of $750 a month, and it's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Put $750. Put $750 in the comment section. If you could use an extra $750, you'll never come out of pocket. I couldn't believe it when I heard the program. I was like, this got to be a scam. There's got to be an issue. And nope, lawyers checked it out. Completely legitimate. This company's been in business for 18 years. You can't find any dirt or trash on them. And you would think that if it's a scam after 18 years, you would find some dirt on them. There's no dirt on them. The attorneys were like, dude, that's legit. That's serious. That works. And so that's available to people that are in my private community. And I might make it, because the times are going to be so bad, I might offer that to my regular fan page. And listen, I knew it was a scam. I knew he was going to sell us something. Listen, it's not selling you something, because you will never pay any money out of pocket. It's not an MLM. It's not a network marketing thing. You don't have to sell stuff. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything except enroll in the program if you qualify. So I'll be talking about that over the next couple weeks or so. So stay tuned. And I have people that are starting to get their 750 checks, and that's the minimum. I have people in my tribe that are now already getting their 750 checks. People are starting to get their second and third checks. The founder of this company is one of my friends, and has become one of my friends. And so I know he's a good quality dude, man. And we don't want assholes. These assholes who are going to come on my fan page and say, see, I knew it. He's just trying to sell you something. Like, dude, how can I sell you something when you don't come out of pocket? It's a free minimum 750. Plus, there's no up limit. You can get more than that. My girlfriend's going to ride this. Erica's going to ride this about $10,000 a month. So, but you have people who are skeptical. You have people who are just I don't know. How do you explain that? Like, and it's a program that sounds too good to be true, and I admit it sounded too good to be true until I looked into it, until my people started getting money. Erica's about a month away from getting her check, and it's going to change. It will keep you out of the bankruptcy. It will keep you out from doing what I had to do. It will keep you from, suffering. It could keep you in your house. It could keep you from losing your house. If you will just open up your mind, believe me, and you don't even have to believe me. Believe the people who've enrolled in the program. All right, I'll be talking about that in the next week or so. So I go live every single day, usually around 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I just had trouble today, and I'll do my push-ups, right? I'm going to Costa Rica next week. So next week I'll be doing my broadcast from Costa Rica. Love you guys very much. It's not an MLM. You don't have to pay anything out of pocket. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to host parties. You don't do anything. There's nothing to do. I swear to goodness. And it's completely legit. I'll talk about it later. All right. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the share button. Please keep following me. As always, I will edit this down, put it up on my YouTube channel. And I'm glad 430 of y'all have spent the last 30 minutes with me. I appreciate y'all. Be awesome. Bye, guys.